viewers, this is Wilson from Wilson Sessions. Just wanted to go ahead and do a quickie on the Bose L1 Model 2 with the T1 tone match and the B2 bass module. I'm actually using it as a bass rig, full scale, and it sounds amazing. So I'm going to be using my Sterling sub 4 string. I used to do a quick demo for you, and let's see how it goes. Alright, so I'm going to go into the tone match right over here. I got it plugged in right there. I got it for the Music Man Stingray on the preset, and let's do a little jamming. Right now I got everything dialed. Back, so there's no extra bass, there's no treble, and I got the volume at a decent level right now. So okay, now I'm gonna lower the volume just a little bit, and then I'm gonna go ahead and tweak up the bass. So I'm lowering it just a little bit. Now I'm going to tweak up the bass. Now I'm going to go all the way with the bass. A little loud. So I'm going to bring it back to about neutral. Kick up the treble, about half. Got a good clear ring to it. Now I'm going to go ahead and go all the way. Yeah. So I'm going to dial that down. So go ahead and mute that, disconnect, no popping, no fizzing. Let's drop the bass down. So, this way right here. So, you go into the T1, you go into your preset, go to basses, select Music Man or whichever bass you actually want to use, and it'll give you a preset according to the way that that instrument was put into the system. So the only thing is I only have the Music Man that's on a preset. So with other basses that are not on the preset, all you have to do is just dial them in. For me, there's also active bass 1 and 2, and if it's a P-style bass, I would just recommend using the Precision set, or if it's a Fender Jazz, or just like a Jazz setup for the pickups, I would just use the Jazz for your preset on the bass. But also remember, you have 3 more inputs for your plugs that it can go either microphone with the 3-prong or your 1/4 inch for your plug-in. Those are going to be the full spectrum ones. The last 2 inputs that are 4 and 5, they're actually left and right. So I kind of figured that out a little earlier. Yeah, the Bose L1 Model 2. 24 speakers all the way down to the end of the bass, to the end of the bass. The actual base of the unit is going to be the power system. It's got some dialing on the bottom, and then you just run the bass module directly into it. And here's another bit of information. The bass module, the B2, has a switch on the back. It has a negative. So if you put it on the negative switch, it'll count for 1B1. If you put it on the neutral setting, it'll count as 2B1s. If you put it on the positive setting, it'll count as 4B1s. So, like as far as cost efficiency goes, most of the time you can find a B1 usually at like GuitarCenter.com or something like that used for like 99 bucks if you're lucky. The only problem is you can run two B1s on top of each other and you can power it on one side. You can run two other B1s on the opposite side, but you have to get an A1 power amp to power those other two modules. So you can have 4 modules on this, but you're going to need an A1 to power that other side. And as far as cost goes, you can find a B2 for about $350 now, and you don't need an A1 for it. Well, at least on one side anyway. If you want to hook up 2 B2s, you're going to need at least one A1 power amplifier to plug it up on the opposite side, because the bass unit, the bottom power unit, I'm going to call it the power unit from now on. The power unit on the bottom can power a B2, but there's also another plug on the other side where you can run the signal out to another B2, but you have to run an A1 to power that extra B2. Now here's another thing that I had to contact Bose about. If you're running negative on your first B2, your B2 will carry that signal over to your second B2. Now this is only if you have 2 B2s. If you're running negative on one, that is the master B2, and it will carry that signal to the other B2. So if you're running neutral, then the other one's running neutral. If you're running positive, then you're also running the other one positive. Now the awesome part about this is, if you're running 2 B2s at positive, you're running the equivalent of 8 B1s. So that's just something to kind of brainstorm about. But I didn't know until I actually had to contact the Bose representatives that there's a B2 that's plugged into the bass module or the power stand module, and that signal will be sent to the secondary B2. So you have a master B2 and you have a slave B2. So that's how the signal runs. So if you're looking for a super low, heavy, room swelling bass sound, you can definitely get it on this. With me, I just use one B2 and everything in the apartment shakes, and I'm only on like volume 2. So I mean, this thing has tons of power. But also it has clarity, depth, it's more balanced. You know, when you're usually playing like when you're usually playing through different bass rigs, sometimes it's super heavy and then it loses clarity, gets very muddy. But this one, you have so many different options you can do with this equipment that all you need to do is just kind of tinker around with it and you'll find something new every time. And it also has built-in effects too. So you're already getting rid of some of those effects that are from your pedal board. The weight is a lot lighter. You can throw it on your back and run up a flight of stairs in some little club in DC, so you don't have to worry about carrying your 810 up a flight of stairs anymore. You can throw this whole thing on your back. Okay, so like if you are still kind of on the fence about it, just grab your bass from home, take it to Guitar Center or wherever they have the wherever they have the Model 2 system. Just plug it into the first port, select whatever bass you have. If it's not in there, go either active 1 or active 2, and then go into your Z, EQ and kick in some of the bass, kick in some of the middle, the mid, and then kick in some of the treble if you want, or just leave it flat. But make sure you hit that plus on the back of that B2, because that thing will destroy. Check it out. If you're not playing, you're not living. Wilson Sessions.